Hello, I'm Colleen Cook from the Renaissance Theater, and I am here today with our third candidate for Music Director of the Mansfield Symphony, Douglas Droste. Douglas, welcome.
Hi, Colleen. Thank you. Very glad to be here.
We're so glad you're here.
Thank you.
So we're going to just start the way we started every one of these, and
Sure.
we're just going to ask you to tell us your 5-minute life story.
Okay. I am an Ohio boy. I grew up in Columbus and attended the Columbus City Schools and also attended The Ohio State University for my undergraduate degree. I majored in music education. I was a violin major and also played trumpet, so played in the symphony orchestra, but played in all the bands as well, jazz band, concert band, the Ohio State Marching Band. So I'm a diehard Buckeye fan. And after my undergraduate degree, I taught public school for 2 years at Liberty Union, which is in Baltimore, Ohio. And then after my public school teaching career, I did some graduate work in orchestral conducting in Texas, and then started a series of collegiate orchestral conducting positions. My first was in Austin Peay State University in Clarksville, Tennessee, where they all yell, "Let's go P" at their games. It's great. And then after that, I taught at Oklahoma State University for 9 years, and now I am currently the Director of Orchestras at Ball State University and conductor of the Mansfield Symphony Orchestra.
As far as like family, are you married? Do you have children? Are you?
I am married. Amanda, we met in Texas. Actually, we have the most romantic story. We met in the opera. I was conducting, she was singing, and I wish it was, so romantic that we connected on stage, but we got to know each other through the opera, and we got married shortly after graduate school. We have 2 kids. Maddie is our 9-year-old daughter. She plays violin and sings, and Parker is our 6-year-old son, and he's very active and very musical as well. Great kids.
Could you tell us a story about something that went horribly wrong on stage and
Wrong.
what happened, how you dealt with it?
The one thing I can think about was my very first job out of college, as I said, was at Liberty Union in Baltimore. And it was my first concert ever. And I was addressing the audience, and of course it's in Baltimore, Ohio, and I called them Baltimoreans.
Oh no.
That is my one. But I made up for it. I tried to smooth it over. But
how long after that did you work there?
I stayed on. That was the first concert. I was there for a few more years. That was not the end of my career.
When did you fall in love with music? I think sometimes we see people go the opposite direction of their family.
I started Suzuki violin when I was in kindergarten. And then when I got to elementary school, I started on trumpet and just played in all the ensembles all the way through. My dad is a former director of the Ohio State Marching Band. He was on faculty at Ohio State for over 25 years. So I was really ingrained in that since my birth. My mom is a choir director. She taught in the public schools for about that 25 years, and it was a church choir director as well.
You talk about playing trumpet and violin. What's your favorite section, or what's your favorite instrument?
In the orchestra, I love the string section. I love the sound of the strings. I'm a violinist, so my ear tends to go to that. I tend to pick on the violins more during my rehearsals because I know what I would be doing and I know the sound that I'm looking for. But I'm an equal opportunity rehearser, though. I pick on everyone. But the brass, obviously I like to have a strong brass sound, but the string sound's really important in the orchestra because that's what makes it so unique. Otherwise, it's just a band.
I think we can assume a little bit from what you've said, why Mansfield? You're an Ohio boy already, and,
Yes.
and this is a similar kind of challenge to what you're facing there.
It really is. The job is very appealing. I'm very interested. And because there are many similarities to Muncie, I think I have a good idea of maybe some new initiatives and programs we could do. But yes, I am an Ohio guy, and coming back to my home state, and even Northeast Ohio. My dad was raised in Cleveland, so I'm up there often, and I'm a big Indians fan, Cavaliers fan. I'm glad they won.
It's a good time to be one
of
those.
That was great. It was great. I grew up a
year.
Browns fan, but that's been a little sad the last couple of years.
Okay.
So I'm an Ohio guy, and Northeast Ohio is where my dad's family is. In fact, they'll all be at the concert in May.
So when you're not conducting a symphony or teaching a college course, what do you do for fun?
I am a sports fan, as I said, so if the Buckeyes are on, I'll definitely be watching. I definitely have time blocked out on Saturdays where the kids and wife are not to bother. My college buddies and I have a tradition of going on bowl trips, so yeah, every year.
Oh,
so I've
good.
been to all the national championship games. I went to
awesome.
the one a couple years ago and the one back in 2002. So we have a tradition of doing that. So sports are kind of big on that, but because my conducting schedule has increased, it's really just preparing for the next gig.
Terrific, terrific. Well, what can we look forward to in May?
May's program is very eclectic. The first piece is called Mothership. It's by Mason Bates, and before everyone gets kind of nervous, a lot of classical movements and concertos were based upon dance forms, Baroque-style dance forms, stylized dance forms. This one is based after hip-hop and by kind of has an electronic beat to it. So the orchestra will perform. There'll be 2 speakers within the orchestra, and there will be a techno beat that happens throughout the piece.
Wow.
And so it's multimedia. It was performed by Michael Tilson Thomas and the Internet Symphony. And Mason Bates is actually a DJ / composer. So he's not just about electronic, but he's the acoustic and the mix between the two. So we'll start the program with that, and then the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto with our concertmaster. And then on the second half will be the Moldau, which is a very classic work that everyone should recognize. And then we'll finish the concert with a bang with the Pines of Rome.
Right.
And what I'm really excited about is that for the offstage brass, we have confirmed the use of the Dublin Silver Band, which is a large brass band. And so when I mean we're going to end with a bang, it's really going to be with a bang.
That's exciting. That's really exciting. Well, Doug, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to our concert in May.
I can't wait to come back.
We're so excited too, and we look forward to seeing more of you.
Thank you, Colleen.